The last train. It was past midnight, and the bustling city station was gradually falling silent. A few people still stood on the platform, most waiting for the last train of the day. The exhaustion of the day's work was evident on their faces. Rahul was among them, standing alone with a heavy bag in his hand and an even heavier burden of thoughts on his mind. He stood in a corner, observing the remnants of the crowd. Sleep threatened to close his eyes, but the announcement pierced through his ears. Train number 12345. The last train is arriving on platform number 2. Rahul glanced at his watch. It was 12:15 a.m. Finally, he muttered to himself. Lifting his bag, he slowly made his way to platform 2. The station was quieter now, but the silence felt unsettling. The train pulled into the platform. Its old carriages, fogged windows, and dim interior lights made it look weary, almost like a reflection of the people who boarded it. Rahul climbed into one of the compartments. Inside, there were only 3 or 4 passengers, most of them fast asleep. Rahul found a corner seat and settled down. Through the foggy window, he could see the faint lights of the city fading into a shadowy blur. The train started moving, leaving the city's boundaries behind. Outside, there was nothing but darkness, occasionally interrupted by a flicker of light from a distant house window. Inside Rahul's mind, however, a storm of thoughts brewed. Did I make the right decision? He asked himself. The past few months had been tumultuous. He had lost his job, his friends had drifted away, and now he was heading back to his hometown, back to his roots. The city had taken much from him, and he wondered if this journey would lead to a new beginning. The train stopped at a small station where an elderly couple boarded. They looked tired, but there was a glimmer of hope in their eyes. Rahul observed them and thought, perhaps this train is the start of a new chapter for them too. As the train resumed its journey, the few passengers began to stir. Some prepared to sleep, while others stared out of the window. Suddenly, a young man sitting in a corner smiled at Rahul and asked, "Where are you headed?" "To my hometown," Rahul replied quietly. "Got tired of the city?" The young man probed further. "Not really, but sometimes it feels like the city doesn't accept me. I have nothing left there," Rahul confessed. The young man chuckled softly and said, "You know, every place deserves a chance. Sometimes we have to carve out our own paths." Rahul pondered over those words. It was true. Life often required him to define his own direction, yet circumstances had a way of derailing those plans. Perhaps everything was just a twist of fate. The train passed one station after another. At each stop, passengers got on and off, each carrying their own dreams, destinations, and stories. As the train neared its final destination, Rahul gazed out of the window. In the distance, he saw a small village nestled among the trees. "This is my place," he thought to himself. As the train halted, he stepped out, ready to face the unknown and take the first step toward a new chapter in his life. That night, it was not just the last train of the day. For Rahul, it was the train to a new beginning, a fresh journey into the future.